Hi, I'm Haley and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because today I have a project pan update. It's been about 7 weeks since my last update, so quite a while, and I have a lot of really good usage on all of the products in this project, including 3 items that I've completely used up. So really excited to show you all of the progress that I've been making on everything in this project. If you're new to project panning, it's basically a way of making sure that you use up everything in your collection in a timely manner, getting your money's worth on your makeup products, and basically just really getting to know the things in your collections. So I've really been enjoying this project, and if you want to see some updates, keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my Too Faced Natural Lust palette. This is basically this palette's last hurrah before I declutter it. I have been working on fully emptying 5 shades in this palette, including Temptation, Sassy Brassy, Flirty Pop, Too Good, and Ball and Chain, and I've been making some pretty good progress. So this is what the palette was looking like when I first introduced it into the project. And this is what it's been looking like over the past few months, and this is what it is looking like now. So as you can see, I've been making some really good progress on the shades that I've identified to completely use up. So let's start over here with Sassy Brassy, which is this pretty kind of coppery shade. So Sassy Brassy I used 16 times over the course of the last few weeks since my last update, for a total of 24 times in this project. I have complete side pan down here, as well as pretty good side pan on that side. I've mostly been using this as an outer corner deepening up shade. It's not matte, but it's basically a satin at this point. I think it used to be a little more shimmery, but it's lost some of its luster over the last few years, so I'm really just using it up as an outer corner deepening shade, and I've been enjoying it using it that way. So I've been reaching for a couple of my ColourPop palettes to go with this Sassy Brassy shade. So for starters, I've been using my ColourPop Rock On palette, which has some shades that really go well with that Sassy Brassy shade, as well as my newer ColourPop Golden Hour palette. So it's been really forcing me to dig into some of my other palettes, which is something that I think is great. It's really been forcing me out of my comfort zone and encouraging me to reach for other palettes that will complement the shades in this palette. So after Sassy Brassy, we have Temptation, which I used 5 times over the course of this last month, for a total of 17 times total. And as you can see, there is just a sliver left here. Been really enjoying basically doing some all green looks with this as an outer corner deepening shade as well, and that's been working pretty well for me. Next up, we have a Flirty Pop, which I've just been really enjoying as an all over the lid shade, either as a one and done shade or with Call Me Back right here, and Silk Robe. It's been working pretty well, and this is one of the few shades left that I can really do a full look with this palette, so I've been really enjoying it for that. So Flirty Pop I used 4 times over the course of the past month, for a total of 14 times in this project. And then down here we have Too Good, which I used 9 times over the last couple of weeks, for a total of 16 times in this project. This is a really pretty cool toned pink shade that just is really shiny and reflective, so I love using it as the last step in a pink look. I've also been using a lot with my ColourPop Sailor Moon Pretty Guardian palette. The tones just work so well with this palette, and it's really helping me get some more use on this one. And then last up down here, I have this silvery taupe shade Ball and Chain, which I used 1 time over the course of the last few weeks, for a total of 12 times in this project. So overall, really happy with the usage I have on these shades. And as you can see, they're all less than a quarter left in the pan. And I really think that I can get at least one of these fully panned before the next update. So I'm excited to see. I'm not sure which one. I've kind of been wearing them away fairly equally. Some are more crumbly than others, and with some being darker than others, I use less of them. So each usage isn't necessarily the same amount of shadow, but like I said, I'm really excited. I am super happy to get some shades fully used up in this palette. And in the course of me having this palette out and using it so much, I have also widened the pans in some of these other shades here, so I'm really happy about this update. So the next item I have in this project is a setting spray that I've been mostly using as a primer spray, and that is the Revolution Aura Fix Setting Spray. This is what it looked like when I first introduced it into the project, and this is what it's looking like now. So we can see that it is slow going progress here, but we are under the little Aura Fix text right here, although it is wearing away. One challenge that I've had with this over the past few weeks is that the sprayer is just not spraying as well as it used to. It used to just be a very fine, even mist, and now it's kind of like spurting out in bigger droplets, and I'm not loving that. I tried rinsing the nozzle out, and that did not help that much. So we'll see on this one. I'm mostly just using it, like I said, as a primer spray, so it doesn't matter if it's super even because it's gonna get blended out anyways, but this is kind of just like hindering my enjoyment of this project, and now I'm even more eager to get it out of this project. But I used this 35 times over the course of the last few weeks for a total of 93 times in this project. So that's really so many times to use this. I do think it still works pretty well as a primer spray, still enjoying it as that, but given that the nozzle isn't working so well now, I really want to get this moved out. Next up, I have my Glossier lip balm. This is the lavenderbalm.com. This is what it was looking like when I first introduced it into the project, and this is what it's looking like now. So you can see it's slow but steady. I've just been leaving this in my purse, so I haven't been tracking usages or anything like that. Just throwing it on whenever I need lip balm. I do feel like we have gotten you know, below the little Glossier label right here, which is great. There's still so far to go with this product, so we'll see how far we can get before the end of the year. I'm still enjoying this. I still think it's a great lip balm. Hasn't gone off or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just trucking along with this one. Okay, next up I have my Nars bronzer. This one is such a challenge. This is what it was looking like when I first introduced it into the project, and this is what it's looking like now. As you can see, we don't have very good progress here, but the Nars logo is basically gone at this point, and we do have a slight dip, as you can see at the very top of the pan right there. So feeling hopeful about this, and also feeling really good about the amount of times that I use this. So I used this 37 times since my last update for a total of 91 times in this project, which is so many times. I'm still enjoying it. I still think it's a good bronzer, but it is a little red for my taste, just like in the undertone. So I will be happy to hit pan on this, which is my goal, and roll this out of the project. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, but we shall see. Next up, I have my Nars blush in Luster. This one is so tough. So this is what it was looking like when I introduced it into the project, and this is what it is looking like now. Basically, we have hardly any progress whatsoever. It looks hardly worn at all. And you know what, all I can say at this point is at least I'm getting value for my money. The hinge is broken, which is really annoying, but I'm still using this. I've used it 32 times over the last few weeks for a total of 81 times in this project, which is so many times to be using a blush. I don't think we're gonna hit pan on this before the end of the year. So we'll see. You know, still trying my best with this, but it is a tough product to hit pan on. It is super firmly pressed in here, and you know, it's fairly pigmented, at least on my skin tone, so we'll see how far we go with this. TBD. Next up, we have something that's looking a little more promising, and that's my Glamlight and Garfield For the Love of Lasagna face palette. Specifically been working on the highlighter shade in Say Cheese. This is what it was looking like when I first introduced it into the project, and this is what it's looking like now. So you can see I have some pretty good progress on this for really just being in here for a couple of months. That is not bad. You can see the brush shape of the fan brush that I'm normally using with this, and it's really much softer press than like the Nars blush, for example. So I'm really making some good progress here. You can kind of see it at this angle best. I've also been using it on my body, like if I'm going down to the pool or anything like that, and I've been enjoying it that way as well. I've used this 19 times over the past couple of weeks since my last update, for a total of 34 times in this project. So you can really see this has only been used 34 times, and it was basically brand new when I introduced it, and it is showing so much more wear than the Nars products. So super interesting, but I think we might be able to hit pan on this certainly before the end of the year. Next up, I have two skincare items I introduced last month, and that is the Skin Food Black Sugar Wash Off Mask and the I'm From Honey Mask. Basically, I just wanted to remind myself to use these more and get some more use on them. So this is what they were looking like last month when I introduced them into the project, and this is what they're looking like now. So as you can see, some pretty good use on this. The I'm From mask, the honey mask I use 6 times, and the Skin Food mask I use 5 times. So happy to just be getting some use on this. That's one thing I really like about this project, is that it just encourages me to use what I have and, you know, get my money's worth out of products instead of just letting them sit around and collect dust. So I've been enjoying both of these. This one is a really nicely exfoliating mask, and this one is super humectant and kind of keeps moisture in your skin. So really enjoy both of these for different reasons, but I think they're both really nice. Okay, now the fun part, which is 3 empties I'm super excited about, and that means I also have 3 new products that I'm rolling into this project. So the first empty is the one that I'm the most excited about, and that is my MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in Mull It Over. This is what it was looking like when I first introduced this into the project, and this is what it is looking like now. So as you can see, she is fully done, fully used up. There is not enough for a full application. I am not one to dig into lipsticks. You know, I just have too many things in my collection, and I really want to move on from this. It's just super slippy and not a texture that I'm loving, but I did enjoy my time with this. The color is really pretty, and it's, you know, it's something that I'm so glad to have fully used up. It's been great. I used this one 28 times to finish it up, for a total of 65 times in this project. So super proud about this one. Really good exercise in teaching me what kind of formulas I do and don't like. I really felt like this super silicone-y formula just sat on my lips and emphasized any dryness or lip lines or anything like that, and also just slipped off and wasn't very long wearing. So really good to teach me what I do and don't like. Probably will not buy a formula like this one going forward, but super happy to have this one used up. Next up, I have a lip liner from NYX. This is in the shade Kitten Heels, which is a bright red lip liner. I really just rolled this in to kind of encourage myself to wear a red lip more often, which is not something I normally am drawn to doing, but I really got a lot of good use out of this one. It is so tiny now. This is what it was looking like at the beginning of the project, and this is what it's looking like now. So I wore this one 2 times to finish it up, for a total of 13 times in this project. I could probably get a little bit more wear out of this one, but I don't love using a super tiny pencil to line my lips. I also found that I had to sharpen this one just to get it to be soft enough to apply. So that's sort of why I ended up going through this one pretty quickly without a super high use count. But I'm glad to have used this one up. I do think the formula is maybe a little firmer than I like. It kind of makes the lip line look a little more severe than my preference, but really happy to have this one used up. Lastly, I used up my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer in the shade Fair 10, and this is so light for me. I was able to use this one up by wearing it underneath a darker foundation or skin tint or anything like that, so this would give me coverage, and then the skin tint or the foundation would give me the color match that I needed. So this worked really well for that. I actually think it's an alright formula for the price, but probably could get 1 or 2 more uses, but I'm gonna call this one done. It wasn't my absolute favorite, but really happy to have this one used up. Okay, and now my favorite part, I am introducing 3 new products into this project. So first of all, I'm going to introduce my e.l.f. Stay Cool Primer Stick. I actually just bought this one, but I feel like summer is gonna be the best time for me to try and make progress on this product. It is cooling, which is kind of interesting sensation, and it's also very sticky, but I want to get to know this product a lot better, and I feel like having it in this project will help me do that. I also feel like because you can fully roll it up, it'll be fun to track progress on this, and it'll be fun to see how quickly I can use this up or how slowly, you know, depending on how much, you know, product you use every time I do my makeup. So we'll see on this one. I'm really excited to kind of track a product from almost the beginning. I've really only used this a couple of times since purchasing it, so we'll see how this one goes, but I think it'll be fun to see the progress pictures over the course of the next few months. And next up, I have another roll-in that I was wearing a lot with my MAC lipstick, and that is what made me realize that I don't really love this product, and that is the NYX Butter Gloss Bling in the shade Pricey. So this is a very light, slippy formula that does not last long on your lips at all. It lasts maybe like 20 or 30 minutes before you have to reapply. So because of that, I've already gotten a lot of good use on this, even though I bought this fairly recently. So as you can see, the settling line is already like 1/10 of the way down, and I think I can make some good progress on this. I also wanted to throw this one in the project because I feel like end of summer and fall is going to be the best time to wear this shade. It is a really gorgeous shade, and I love the finish on this one. I just don't love the wear time and the texture because it wears away so quickly. So I think this will be one that'll be great to just throw in my bag and reapply without a mirror, things like that. So excited to see how quickly I can use this one up. Then lastly, I'm bringing in another lipstick. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick in Toasted Almond. Really love this color and the formula, but as you can see, it is not the best packaging for this kind of super soft glossy formula. It's really more similar to those click up gloss sticks or a lipstick like the Glossier ones where the packaging is flush with the product. So I really think like this is just falling apart on me, and I'd really like to use it up. And again, I think this will be a great shade for the end of summer and, you know, fall, things like that. And I really like I was saying, I really enjoy this. I just think that the packaging is super annoying and not a great fit for this, so I'd like to get it used up and out of my collection. So really excited to have 3 empties and 3 roll-ins. This has probably been my most successful update yet. Super excited on all the progress that I've made over the past few weeks. Really excited to see what I can do with these products going forward. So if you like this kind of content and you're excited for my next Project Pan update, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. And always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.